Bonjour and welcome to a new unboxing video, and today I'm very excited, and it's because it's Mego figures. Yes, we do have a box of Mego figures, and it does say that it's a classic 50th anniversary of Mego figures. It's not only that, because there's plenty of other things, well, a few other figures, but most of this is, and I'm going to open this way, are literally repro figures of the toys that they made in the 70s in boxes. So you've got this box. I think it looks very pretty, doesn't it? It's very exciting. And then in this box we do have one more of those 50th anniversary plus a few new figures. So we're going to start with the new figures first, and then we'll focus on the 50th anniversary figures. So the new figures are actually three figures which are done in partnership with Diamond distributor, and so you can get them via previews, so comic book shops and specialty shops and probably other places like maybe Amazon and everything. And you have three figures, all of them are DC Comics figures, and the first one is Superman from Red Son. You know, it was that Elseworld story in which Superman was raised by the Russian, and basically they've done a figure of that, which is rather cool. So we're going to open. We're not going to waste time. Let's open them. So basically, you do have the Red Son Superman on the back, and he does appear to have his chisel and hammer. And we're going to, please turn away if you are into mint in package figures. I'm trying to save you most of the trauma by not showing you the actual opening, but I know you're all wincing in front of your screen. But anyway, here is the first one. So we do have Superman. He looks really cool. I mean, that's a new sculpt for Superman, and it's actually a pretty good sculpt. We do have a nice big cape, which is fine. It's actually a very good fabric, and we do have, of course, the logo, the Superman logo. And is it? I'm just wondering if it is. I think it is the new body. Does it say? Yes, 26 point of articulation, so no longer the 14. So it is the new bandless bodies, which are giving a lot of trouble to people because they're not quite used to them. So one thing that lots of people don't realize is that articulation on those is very different from the old Mego. So they will go and try and bend the arms and stuff without checking if the arm is correctly aligned, and basically well, it does break. So be careful with the new Mego. It's always good to check. Anyway, for Mego figures, even with the bands, it's always good to check the articulation before forcing anything, and it's a good advice for any action figures. I mean, Marvel Legend and Star Wars and everything, all of those figures have the same issue. NECA figures have that problem a fair bit. And so we do have some accessories, because I mean, it wouldn't be a Russian Superman if he didn't have the hammer and cycle. Oh, I'm sorry, my English is not always very good. So here you go, you do have the two symbol of the USSR in his hand, and it's actually a very cool figure. It's much better than what I expected to be. So here's the first one. The second one is actually an interesting figure because it's a Batman, and it's a Flashpoint version of Batman. So it is not Bruce Wayne, but it is Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's father, as he appeared in Flashpoint and in a few other stories. So same thing, you've seen the packaging, and we're going to open it. And it looks like it's a great figure. I'm not a huge fan of the character. I have to admit that even though the figure looks very cool, I'm not a huge fan of well, I'm not a huge fan of Flashpoint in the first place, because for me Flashpoint is the beginning of when DC went wrong in so many ways. So here you go. We do have, I'm going to show them to you first. We do have some very small batarangs. There's 2 of them, so you will have to be very, very careful when you open those not to lose them. And here is the Flashpoint Batman. So it looks very cool. I would have expected the cape to be maybe a bit longer, but I do like the fact that he's got the points on his shoulder. I think it's a very cool design. The note that is, it basically has got a 5 o'clock shadow on his beard, and it's a very, very cool. The sculpt is fantastic, very cool figure, and he does have the holsters to put guns, but no guns because apparently Warner has decided to remove guns. They don't want their toys to have guns, so you will get some other sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not breaking anything, as I was telling you earlier. Sorry about that. Basically they've decided that none of their toys will have guns anymore. So if it's a very recent thing, so you may be able to get guns in toys that were released like 6 months ago or a year ago, but apparently not anymore. So we do have the holster. You can actually see that the holster are designed to get guns, but no guns, which is really a bit of a shame. But having said that, what is really fun is that with the new bodies that they have for Mego, you can actually put the, I'm going to put it in front of my face because you will see, you can actually put the batarangs in between his fingers, which is really a cool effect. So very nice Batman figure. I mean, even though, as I said, it's not one of my favorite characters, it's a very cool figure. Once again, in the 26 point of articulation, new bandless body. They have resolved all the issues there used to be with the size. I'm just wondering if I do have one of the smaller one here too, but no, I don't have any of the smaller one. No, I can't really check that one because that won't work. It doesn't have boots. But yeah, they're supposed to have also resolved all the issues with the scale, because they were slightly smaller, and apparently they changed some things in the waist articulation so that it's actually a bit more sturdy. So that's actually a nice thing. And then we do have the third one that is being released with previews and diamond, and it is Red Hood. So that's another interesting character that I don't really like, but the figure is really cool. I mean, you know who Red Hood is. It's spoiler, it's Jason Todd, who used to be Robin. And basically you do have the same kind of packaging as usual. It does say that it's 26 point of articulation, and he appears to have some weapon of some kind, but I'm sure it's not a gun. Oh yes, it is. Looks like it's got a truncheon. So I'm going to try and get that sorted, because of course needs to be, so some figures for some reason always need to be trimmed a little bit before they can be put aside. And this one appears to be the case. So yeah, I find that with that, I find that with the pleather, which is the fake leather that's used for toys, from time to time it's a bit difficult to have them look exactly the way you want them to look. I'm going to open the jacket. Basically the jacket is closed with a, so here you go, here is the figure back as well. Show it to you before I try and give you some information. He does have a holster here, but once again the holster is empty because they can't actually put any gun. The interesting thing of course is that if you open the jacket, he's got his Batman logo and it's got some armor things. So, but as I was saying, pleather is always a tricky thing, so you will probably have to reorganize the jacket a little bit because it's always a bit too rigid to be put together for the camera. For at the factory, as you can see, I mean, this needs to be installed a bit better. I mean, it needs to be fitted a bit better. It's just a question, you know, putting the jacket back on, removing it and stuff. So so not a big deal. And he does have a truncheon, so even though he doesn't have a gun, at least we can give him a weapon with his truncheon. So that's the three figures that are now available through previews. You do have Red Hood, the Flashpoint Batman, and the Red Sun Superman. So that's the first three of the collection, and now we're going to just show you the absolutely fantastic 50th anniversary repro figures that they did of their DC superhero. So here is what they look like. So you do have this is Aquaman. It does have a logo for the 50th anniversary of Mego, because that's basically when they released the first superhero. So the repro of the box is exactly what exactly as it was. There are some slight differences, mostly because they had to change some logo, they had to change a few things because of the current legal requirement, but the figure is supposed to be exactly the same as before. I'm not going to open them because I mean we know those figures. I'm just going to show you the beautiful boxes. The thing that's important to know is that they are in the 26 point of articulation bodies, so new bodies, but I mean this is a beauty. So we do have Aquaman. There's 7 of them for the moment. We do have Aquaman. I'm going to tip them out of the box because it's snug as a bug in this box, which is actually a Mego box. We do have Batman, and Batman is actually the removable cowl version of Batman, which was the first version. And maybe I will open one or two just for fun because we need to open them. I can't resist opening toys, you know me. So you do have Batman as well with this beautiful pink box. We do have, there are some that I'm keeping for later because there is actually new editions. It's not only re-release. We do have Superman. It's exactly the same Superman as before. They even went through the trouble finding the old illustration that they had, because those are not DC Comics Warner illustration. Those are this is all done by Mego at the time, so it's actually very, very, very cool. So we do have Superman here, and then we do have Robin, and of course Robin as well is a removable mask version, which was the first version they released. So very cool Robin here. And then we do have Shazam. Same thing, it's an exact reproduction of the box that they had. You will notice that there is actually a 6th one, which is Green Arrow. Green Arrow is going to be released as well, but it's been delayed slightly, so it's going to be out in a few months. You know, we'll talk about them anyway. And then we've got two new figures. Basically, the new figures are the figures that Mego would have wanted to do but couldn't do at the time for various reasons. So there's already two of those. I'm told there will be more. And the first one is Flash, because oddly enough, we had a Kid Flash in the Teen Titan released by Mego, but we didn't have a Flash. And so Flash is a brand new figure, so done in the style of the old figures, but it's a brand new one. We're going to open that one, I'm sure. And the second one is Green Lantern. Same thing, Green Lantern was missing, and it's really a shame. But now we do have a Green Lantern as well. So here we go. Those are the 7. Sorry about that. Very, very nasty call. Those are the first 7 figures that are released. There's the 8th one with Green Lantern, and those are so cool. Let me see if I can find a way to open this. I should have, yes, my trusty knife. So we're going to, it's very exciting for me. Oh, actually, I don't even need it because there is no tape. So let's open Green Lantern. So here is Green Lantern. I mean, you do have the little tray. I mean, in the original boxes, you did have that kind of tray as well. It does have his little Green Lantern, and of course, he does have his lantern. So we're going to open his lantern, his ring. We're going to try and open this. So let's see what our friend Green Lantern looks like. Oh, he looks absolutely fantastic. Quite a nice shiny so let's try not to So he does have his ring at his finger, as you can see. So he does. It's beautiful costume. It's very, very nicely done. He does have the traditional Mego boot, and nicely enough, they didn't use any oven mitts. The oven mitts were this very, very traditional way for Mego to do gloves. I will show you one because you need to see how the oven mitts, otherwise you won't. If you don't collect Mego, you don't know what I'm talking about. So, and he does have his battery, his lantern as well. So very, very cool figure. It's a very nice sculpt. Oops, I'm losing my lantern. Very, very nice sculpt as well, as you can see, done really in the style of Mego in the 70s. And we're going to open Flash, and then I don't know, should I open Batman or should I open because we want to, if we open one of the classic one, we want to open one of the figures with, there you go, it's pinkish inside. There you go, that is Flash. Very, very cool. Once again, a very nice head sculpt. Oops, I'm going to, if I'm going to lose him, and yeah, just being careful when the first, it's always funny because of course the boots are a bit different because he's got the little wings on the boots. That's a very, very cool figure. Once again, I'm really over the moon with those. And let's go for Batman. I mean, you all prefer Batman to Robin anyway, so we're going to open Batman so that you can see both the oven mitts and also the beautiful removable cowl. Let's see, here we go. This is the Batman with his removable cowl. I think the cowl is probably a little high, and this is what I meant by oven mitts. The oven mitts where all the main superheroes had those from in the 70s, which was really cool. But not very practical for accessories, because of course you can't hold any accessories with that. So let's see. So this is the removable cone, which is actually nice because it's quite flexible. And then you do have, of course, Bruce Wayne underneath. I'm not sure if you knew that Batman was actually Bruce Wayne, but well, now you know. So it's a bit too late for that. So here we go. I'm going to try and put the cowl a bit better, so that you can see that the eyes actually aligned. Because when we opened it, we weren't sure if the eyes were aligning. So here you go. That's the first wave of the world greatest superheroes Mego 50th anniversary figures in boxes, with 7 of them, 2 new figures with Flash and Green Lantern, and 5 repro with Superman, Shazam, Robin with removable mask, Aquaman, and Batman with removable cowl. So here you go. I'm going to play with my toys, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.